all of you. Hope you are able to view me. Hi, good evening, all of you. Hope you are able to view me. Hope you are able to see the screen and you are able to get my voice clearly. Please confirm immediately so that we can continue this session. On today's topic is quality risk management, especially focusing on the FMEA, failure mode effect analysis, because this tool is widely used in the pharma. So please confirm whether I am audible to all of you. Please confirm, put your comment in the chat box so that I will come to know that whether I am audible and everything is clear, connection is clear. Okay. So I am just waiting for your comment. So meantime, I will start the introduction about the topic and we will discuss further, right? So why we discuss this topic, why we selected this topic? The reason is, the many people requested me to discuss on this topic, that is the quality risk management, specifically FMEA, failure mode effect analysis, because many companies now started following and implementing this. But whether it is effective, whether it is up to the expectation, that is what it need to be evaluated. Second thing, the many people, they perform the quality risk management in the wrong way. So that is the reason I thought that let us discuss this topic. And of course, I checked with most of our team members, and I come to know that many people are interested in quality risk management by FMEA. So I thought let us discuss on this topic. And in the next week we will have a discussion on the elemental impurities by ICH Q3D, that we will discuss in the next week. Okay, so this is what the brief about today's topic. Okay, thank you all of you, Mr. Raju, Emmanuel, Nihar, Ranjan, and everyone that confirming that yes, I am audible. Thank you so much. Okay, so with respect to this topic, what we are going to discuss today, what we are going to discuss today is our agenda. So what we will discuss, these points we will discuss today. So importance of the topic, agenda. So we will discuss the agenda about this training session, what we are going to discuss. Then there are some couple of slides related to the trainer. So I will give some introduction about me. So why I am discussing, because these are the GMP topics, to be very frank. Whatever I am discussing, these are all the GMP topics, and many companies consider this training as a external training. So they formally, officially record in their training record. So as a requirement for an external training, they need a CV of the trainer. So that is the reason I am putting the CV in the the training material only, so that you will get my CV and you can attach the training material along with your training record. But one point is, if you are if you need a training material, please put your put your request in the comment section, that or chat section, that yes, you need a training material. Because what happened after this completion of the training, I will not able to share the training presentation, because again I have to prepare the link, and even the after long time, even after 1 or 2 days, even the training material also will be I will make the obsolete or maybe removed also, because always I prepare a new training material or training slides for different topics. So after that, after the know your trainer slide, there is some introduction about the ICH guideline and where the quality risk management requirement fits. Then we will discuss the brief about the FMEA, that is the failure mode effect analysis. Why we are going to discuss the failure mode effect analysis? Because this is the tool which is widely used in pharma. So that is the reason. So basically in pharma, if you ask me, there are two tools are used in pharma. One is the FMEA tool, failure mode effect analysis tool, and second is the HACCP, hazard analysis and critical control points. So but most of the people are aware about FMEA and they are more using the FMEA. So I thought let us discuss on the FMEA tool. Then how we can perform the quality risk management practically. So what is the process of quality risk management, that we will discuss. Followed by, I have taken some example, one example, how practically you can do the QRM, that we will discuss. Then I prepare specifically one slide about the key points to remember. The reason is, many people, prepare the quality risk management or perform the quality risk management in a wrong way. So I want the people to do this, the QRM process in a correct way and with the right intention. So that is the reason I put this slide. Then followed by the vote of thanks and membership programs and contact details. So at the last we will have I will share you the membership program. Who is somebody requires different somebody will require certification, or somebody will require some other supports and all. For that, different membership programs are there, and through that, you can pay some small fees, and you can pay to directly to the YouTube, not me personally. So this is just a brief about our overview, and hope everyone is with me now, and let us start discussing about the agenda. So know your trainer. So my name is Hitendra Kumar Shaha. I am a CGMP compliance consultant, trainer and auditor from NADH plus GXP compliance services. I am in a pharmaceutical since more than 23 years. This is my brief CV. I will not put much time on these slides, so I am just skipping the slides quickly. Okay. Just I want to share, I have faced a lot of US FDA and other even UGMP and other inspections also, and till date we have the record that wherever we supported the companies for FDA or EU, they all we got the clearance without any critical observations. So that is what we have the record. And about the third party audits, yes, I have audited more than 500 vendors, because what happened, since last 13 years I am in auditing or evaluating role. So I am in the role of evaluation of the different vendors or suppliers since last 13 years. So more than every month I am visiting about 5 to 6 vendors. So you can just evaluate, since last 13 years I am doing, so maybe more than 500 vendors or suppliers are audited till date. I work in different companies. So these are the companies I work. I started my career with Sun Pharma, then I work in the Blue Cross Laboratories, I work in Alembic Pharma, and these are the other companies. I work in multinationals also, which include the AstraZeneca, Sanofi, Mylan, and now since last 6 years I am in a independent compliance consultant role under the heading or under the company NADH plus GXP compliance services. So this was just a brief about me and about our consultancy NADH GXP compliance services. It is a registered organization under the government of India, and this is the registration number of our company. And second thing, I am the approved trainer by the government of India. So government of India has given me the trainer ID also. So this ID also will be displayed on the certificate wherever I am conducting the training, even in the company's on-site trainings or any other external trainings. So this trainer's ID is presented in the certificates. Just for information, that's it. And before starting our today's training session, I just want to put a disclaimer that this training session I am preparing today. So please refer the current guideline before implementation, but of course the basic GMP requirements will remain same. But if you want to implement it practically, please refer the current guideline, and this is a disclaimer. So whatever I prepare this training session, it will be the part of the video in the YouTube session. So the purpose of this is only for the learning purpose only. So the people need to learn and upgrade. So this is what the purpose of this training session. And now, without wasting time, I think we should start our today's training topic. And today's training topic is a quality risk management ICH Q9R1, and specifically focusing on the FMEA tool. Okay, many people are requesting to share the training material. Okay, no problem. So at the end of this session, I will share the link in the chat box only, so you can download from the link and you can get the training material. So let us start our today's training session. Okay, actual discussion on the today's topic. So basically, this is just a brief introduction about the ICH Q9 guideline. So again, there are some 5 to 10, 5 minutes I will take it, not more than that, because I'm interested in more focusing on the technical discussion, how practically you can do the QRM by following the FMEA tool. So what happened? This is the novelty of this guideline, ICH guideline. That what happened. The other guidelines like FDA or other guidelines, this is developed by the regulatory authorities, and then the draft guidelines are shared to the people for their comments. Correct. So this is all for all the regulatory agencies. But in ICH guideline, not only the regulatory agencies, but also the the people who are from the industry experts, who are the experts from the different industries. So what ICH is doing, it is developing the expert working group. So that expert working group constitute the people or the representative from the authorities also, as well as the representative from the industries also, and this expert group is developing the guideline. So this is the benefit, or you can say the novelty of the ICH guidelines, that industry experts are involved in developing this guideline. So many countries, regulatory agencies come together with the help of, and also like along with that the industry experts come together and they form an expert working group, and that expert working group then develop the different 4 types of guidelines: quality guidelines, safety guideline, efficacy guideline, and multidisciplinary guidelines. So we are more focused in the quality guidelines. So if you ask me about the quality guidelines, so ICHQ guidelines, so there are 14 guidelines: ICHQ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Q14, and we will discuss today on ICHQ 9. This is what the point we are going to discuss today. See, this training requires lot of you can say it's a big topic, and even minimum 1 day is required to complete the discussion. And if you want practical implementation and practical expertise, developing the practical expertise in your company, then it takes minimum 2 days training session basically. So 1 day will be the understanding the concept and preparing the documentations and all, and second will be for the case study, so that you can prepare the practically the QRM. So actually it is a 2 days training session complete for a complete understanding. But don't worry, in this 1 hour today we will discuss for about 1 hour, and in that 1 hour I will try to take the example and make you aware about how you can prepare the QRM. Okay. So this is the guideline ICH Q9R1. Okay, and here the very simple thing, it is mentioned from the guideline. I took it from the guideline. So what happened, many people think or consider that the ICH Q9 risk management is very tough, tedious, complicated, why it is required to be in pharma. But let me tell you, my dear friend, these risk management principles are used everywhere in business, in different type of business, and even the government sectors also. Different business like finance, insurance, occupational safety, public health, pharmacovigilance, everywhere it is used. Now simple example I will tell you, so that you will understand in a better way. Many banks also, the finance, like example is the banks. The bank people are also doing the risk management of all their users, all their customers, and based on the risk profile they take the decision to approve the different loans or different credit cards to the different users. They call it what they call it. You can just check it and you can confirm in the chat box. Okay, like just like we call it as a risk priority number. So if risk is high, RPN value is high. Correct. Same way bank people also perform the QRM for all the users and all, and based on that they take the decision to approve the loan or approve the credit cards and all. So what that is called, you can just put in the comment section. My point here is everyone is doing this. Everyone is doing this. So we are from pharma, so it is not a new thing. So we also need to do this. That is what the simple point behind this slide. That's all. Okay. Hope everyone is with me, right? I am not so fast, right? If you feel I am fast, you please put a comment. I will try to speak slow. Otherwise, what you can do in the YouTube, there will be the provision. You can reduce the speed. That is possible in the YouTube. Okay. The evaluation of the risk to quality should be based on scientific knowledge and ultimately linked to the protection of the patient. The level of the effort, formality and documentation of the quality risk management process should be commensurate with the level of risk. So why it is specified here, that the evaluation of the risk to quality should be based on scientific knowledge. Means whenever we are performing the quality risk management, we should do this QRM based on the scientific knowledge. So don't consider that everyone knows everything. Okay, nobody knows everything. So that is the reason you can take the help of subject matter expert during the quality risk management, but you have to put a scientific knowledge. That is what the point here. And link to the protection of the patient. So you have considered the patient safety when you are doing the risk management. This is just a brief, okay, part of the guidelines. So I am taking this discussion. Okay. Hope I am clear to all of you, right? Yeah. So this QRM process is very simple. This is again the part of the guideline ICH Q9R1. So I am just taking this. So basically, many people use this risk assessment and risk management synonymously. Many people use these two terminologies, risk assessment and risk management synonymously, but these are two different terminologies. The risk assessment means what? First you have to identify the hazard, then you have to analyze that risk, and then you have to evaluate that risk. That is called the risk assessment. Then you have to put some controls to mitigate that risk. That is and then after that you have to, after putting the control and all, you have to sorry sorry. So first I was discussing about the sorry. First I was discussing about the risk assessment, where we are identifying the hazards. Then we analyze that all the risk. Then we evaluate all the risk. That is the risk assessment. Then the second stage is the risk control, where we put some mitigation plan or action plan to reduce that risk at the acceptable level. Remember, you cannot make the risk zero. Risk cannot be make it zero. So you can reduce the risk to the acceptable level. And then you have to review these events. Then you have to communicate this all residual risk to all the respective people. So this is the simple process of ICH Q9 R1. So now one point I want to just inform you that many people lack in the risk communication. That we are going to discuss in the next coming maybe slides, but I'm just sharing a thought that many people lack in the risk communication. Okay, so I just want to share this. Hope everyone is with me, right? So now this is what I was discussing about the so now let us discuss about the focus on FMEA. So now this is what we were discussing about the quality risk management. Okay, so basically the quality risk management, what we are discussing as per the guideline, and we come to know that the risk management how to do and all. Now the main point is what are different tools. So there are different tools of quality risk management. So this tool today we are going to discuss is the FMEA or failure mode effect analysis. So basically this is a tool for analyzing the potential failure modes. Potential failure mode means what? What is the possibility of failure? This is not failure not happen today, but what failure can happen in future, and which are the causes which can lead to the failure in future, that we have to identify through this tool. You are getting my point? And then we need to take some actions, but then the point is these actions need to be prioritized based on the severity, occurrence and detection. A successful FMEA activity helps a team to identify potential failure modes, their root causes, current controls and changes needed to reduce the risk. Hope you are getting the clear information about the why I am discussing. See, the point is, I can directly go and how to do the FMEA, I can directly discuss. But the point is, you need to understand the about the risk management, that it should be scientific based and all. Why you need to understand, you will come to know in a later stage. But my point here is, you need to get a step by step. Many companies I have seen, that they are doing the risk management, but it is not up to the mark. Whenever I am doing the audits I am just asking, do you have the example of a risk management? And of course, most of the company, they have the example of risk management. I ask a simple question. The document is submitted to me for review during the inspection. I will ask a simple question. Show me any risk which is identified as or critical or at a very high RPN. All the risk, when it is risk assessment is done, risk management is done, all risks are evaluated as low category and no actions are taken. You're getting my point? Because the people are not performing the risk management correctly. You are only focusing on the risk and consider all the risk as a low. This is practically not possible. There are always a risk. So this is just I want to tell you. So my point is, you need to understand this expectations. Okay, evaluation of potential failure modes for processes and their likely effect on outcomes and or product performance. Once failure modes are established, risk reduction can be used to eliminate, contain, reduce or control the potential failures. FMEA relies on product and process understanding. This is just information, and let us discuss about the practical implementation of a QRM. So when you want to do the practical implementation of a QRM, you have to ask the simple questions. You have to ask the simple questions. Simple questions. What are the simple questions? Simple questions are like, what can go wrong? These are the thumb rules. You just go on asking these questions. What can go wrong? That's it. And how it can be used, we will have a practical example after in the next slide. So you will come to know that how these questions can be utilized. Okay. The second question is, what are the intended consequences or what is its impact? Then what is the likelihood that this can occur? How we will know to detect the occurrence or the failure, and what are the alternative solutions that can manage or control this risk and their residual risk? These are the key questions we have to ask. Now simple questions, simply I will explain you. Okay, don't don't get confused. I am here, don't worry about that. First we have to ask what can go wrong. Then what is its impact or what are the consequences that you have to ask. Then what is the likelihood that can occur? Means what? If that is the risk, if it is not identified, or how many, what are the possibility of occurrence? Means last time how many times it has happened in last 2-3 years, so, and now what is the possibility of occurrence? And if it occurs, last time in last 2-3 years, if it occurs, so if it is not controlled, so today now, the point is, if it happens, the risk happens, how you will able to control? Do you have any detection mechanism? That is what you have to ask the questions. And once you identify this, is there any alternative so that this risk can be reduced? That you have to consider the questions. Now you will feel that okay, this is we understand, but practically how we can use this? So I have taken the example so that you will understand these questions in a better way. I took a simple question. Okay, so this table everyone is aware, right? So I will discuss about only the first part, A, because B part is most same as compared to A. So there are the the different columns: process or activity, potential risk or failure mode, then risk associated with the failure mode, current control measures. Then you have to specify severity, S for severity, O for occurrence, D for detectability. Then you multiply that SOD to get the RPN value, and based on the RPN value you can categorize the risk whether it is a low, medium or high. Simple. Okay, I am not confusing you. It is a simple table. How you can fill that table? Example so that you will understand in a better way. So same table, I took this example. Simple table, I took this example. Okay, what is this example? Simple. All the companies, they have this practice, right? That when the incoming material is there, when the material is received in the plant, so they have the process of a physical verification of the incoming material, and now you want to perform the risk management of that particular operation. So you can do the risk management of any operation. So I have taken this one example. You can have the dispensing operation, you can have the sampling operation, you can have a manufacturing steps, you can have a documentation, different documentation steps, you can have a release, you can have a validation, you can have a qualification, you can have all computerized system validation, whatever. That all process you can specify here. So here I took the example is a physical verification of incoming material. Okay, simple, right? Simple physical verification of incoming material, because if you are in a API, or you are in a formulation, or you are working in injectables, or you are working in a any type of a manufacturing unit in pharma, related to pharma, this is the basic step that everywhere when the material is received by the warehouse, the incoming material is inspected. Now let us discuss about how you can do the risk management of this operation. So this is the process, that physical verification of the incoming material. So this is clear, right? This column is clear. Now you have to ask this question. You can see above the table, what can go wrong? So you have to ask the question, what can go wrong when you are dealing with the physical verification of incoming material? So when you are doing the physical verification of incoming material, what can go wrong? So there are, I just enlisted 4 examples, 4 potential risks may be there. So when I ask the question, what can go wrong when I am performing the physical verification of incoming materials, then there is a potential risk of receiving the lower weight material. Second potential risk is the material may not be from the approved vendor. Third potential risk is container may received in a damaged condition. Fourth risk may be the integrity of the container seal may be damaged. Correct? So these are the possibilities, what can go wrong. So where I am discussing about the one specific operation or one specific process, I will just ask these questions, what can go wrong, and you can get n number of potential risks. Very simple. Hope it is clear. Up to here it is clear, right? If you have any questions, put your questions in the chat box. At the end of this session, I will take your all questions. Okay, so Please put your questions in the chat box. I will reply to your all questions. Okay. So up to here, two columns are clear, right? Now let us move to the next column. Let us move to the next column, that is the risk associated with the failure mode. I just took an example so that you will understand in a better way. That's it. That is only my purpose. Okay. You can have the risk management for control of the cross contamination, everything, everywhere. You know, you can any type of you can use it. So now, hope the second slide is visible to you, right? So now let us discuss about the third column. Means other than considering the first serial number column, I am just considering the first column is a process or activity, second column is a potential risk or failure mode, and now the third column is risk associated with the failure mode. Means what? If this risk happens, what does mean by this risk associated with the failure mode? This means that whatever the potential risk I identified in this column, second column, what is the risk associated with that? Means, for example, I identified the risk. First risk is what? Receiving the lower weight material. So if this is the potential risk that I may receive the material with the low quantity, correct? So what is the risk associated with this? The risk associated with this is commercial or productivity loss, correct? Second potential risk what I identified is the material may not be from the approved vendor. So if the potential risk is the material may not be from the approved vendor, so what is the risk associated with this? Means if the material is not received from the approved vendor, what is its consequences? That is the reason I put this question here. What are the unintended consequences or what is the impact of this? So if the material is not received from the approved vendor, then it may impact on the material quality and also the regulatory risk also, correct? The third question is, now already we identified that container may received in damaged condition. So then what are its unintended consequences or what is its impact? If the container received in the damaged condition, then there may be the risk of contamination in the material. This is the consequences or impact. You are getting my point? If even the integrity of the container seal may be damaged, if suppose this is identified as a potential risk, so I have to ask the question that if the seal is damaged, so what is its consequences? What is its impact? Again, the impact or the risk associated with the failure is risk of contamination of the material, and accordingly then we have to write this third column. Hope you are clear with this, right? Everyone is clear up to here, right? Very simple. First we identify the process. You can put any type of process, you can put any type of process, maybe the material receipt, maybe dispensing, whatever type of process. Then you identify the potential risk. For that you have to ask the questions, what can go wrong? Then the third column is you have to check what is its impact. If that risk happens, then what is its impact? See, again I am telling you, this is the proactive tool. This is the proactive. So there is no any problem happened till today. But I am thinking that what can go wrong, what might go wrong. And by considering this thought, I am identifying the potential risk. Then once potential risks are identified, then I will ask the questions, if that risk happens in my plant, in my area, in my department, then what is its impact or what are the consequences of that risk? That is what I am specifying in the third column. Simple, right? Though much complicated, right? Now let us discuss about the current control measures. Next, right? So now current control measures. Now once you identify about the all these columns, process, then potential risk, and then risk associated with the failure mode, then you have to identify, okay, I identified the risk, then I identify that if that risk happen in my plant or in my department, what are its consequences or what is its impact, that I identified. And the next is, but whether I am having any control mechanism to control that risk today, because this is a proactive approach, and considering this as a proactive approach, I want to protect my operations free from the future risk. That is the purpose of this risk management, correct? So what are the current controls I am having? That I will list out in the next column. So simply you can see here, receiving the lower weight of materials, commercial or productivity loss. But then what are the current controls? Current controls are, maybe I am having a SOP that whatever the materials I am receiving from the vendor, I am checking the 100% of a gross weight, so that I will come to know that whether the weight is correct or not. I cannot check the net weight of the material, right? But at least from checking the gross weight, I will get the rough idea that whether the material is low or high. I will come to know. So that type of control whether I am having or not. Some companies, they have the facility to weigh the whole truck. That also facility they are having. Some companies, they are having a automatic weighing machine. It is called a dedusting tunnel. So where the containers are dedusted, clean from outside, as well as simultaneously the weights are taken and printout is there. So 100% weight verification will ensure you that the material quantity will not be impact on your commercial or productivity loss. Second example now, the material may not be from the approved vendor. So if the material is not received from the approved vendor, then there is a risk related to the material quality and of course regulatory related also risk. So then very important thing, that material should not be from the non-approved source or non-approved vendor. So whether my SOP is having the procedure to check the material manufacturer and whether that material manufacturer is in the approved vendor list or not. Or some companies, they have the computerized system. So like SAP or any other computerized systems, ERP and all, So what happened? There are many computerized systems are there. So what happened? Approved vendors are approved by the quality assurance or the quality team in the system. So when the purchase team is giving the order of any material, they cannot select any unapproved material when giving the order. So if order is only given to the approved vendor only, so definitely the material will be received from the approved vendor only. You're getting my point? Because there is no possibility of giving the order to any non-approved source. So this is the way the controls are there. So some computer system, they have a direct control on this material from the approved vendor only. So you will never get the material from a non-approved source. So this is the current controls measures. Third is, container may receive in the damaged condition. So if this is the case, then whether your SOP is having some information about to informing the QA and some provision that if it is damaged container, what you will take the actions, further investigations or recording and all. Or suppose the integrity of the container seal may be damaged. So whether your SOP is having a control to check the integrity of the seal. Now many companies, they put the uniquely numbered seals on the container, and that seal numbers are shared through the packing list or the GRN. Mostly packing list they are sharing. So when the material is received, it is the responsibility of the warehouse person to check the number of the unique seal number in the packing list and whether the same seal number is put on the container or not. because the seals which are put on the containers are the uniquely numbered seals. These are the tamper proof seals. So these seal numbers can be verified through the packing list and ensure that the integrity of the container is not compromised and it is safe. So this is the way the current control measures need to be evaluated. You got my point? But remember, my dear friends, if you put these also, still there is a possibility of some residual risk. For example, let us take the example of second example. Material may not be from the approved vendor. Now in that case, suppose you don't have a computerized system and you have the manual procedure to check the material with respect to the approved vendor list. But whenever there is a human interventions, there is a possibility of error or SOP for 100% weight verification recording. So if it is a manual operations, definitely there is a possibility of error, or container may be received in a damaged condition. So it is again the manual control because it is mentioned in the SOP. So there may be possibility that the warehouse person may skip and may not inform to QA. Let me tell you one thing, when we are auditing in the different companies. So when we visit the raw material stores or the other stores, if the container is damaged, if the container shape is changed, so there are two possibilities. Either the damaged or a defaced container is received from the vendor or during transportation, whatever, means before receipt. So if it is a before receipt, then automatically QA should be informed and some approval or some evaluation should be there whether the material is safe or not. And second possibility is during internal movement of the material containers, the material container may got damaged. So if this is the case, then the company, the warehouse need to raise the incident or deviation procedure and need to investigate that whether the damage is impacting on the product material quality and why it is damaged during the internal movements and all that need to be evaluated. But the point is, when any damaged container is observed in the company and if you don't have any GMP record, then you are likely to get the non-conformity observation or the citation from the different agencies. Hope you are getting my point. So my point here is, whenever there are the manual interventions or manual controls are there are the possibility of a residual risk. Residual risk will be there. So in that case, you have to communicate these risks to the respective people. So you have to identify this residual risk and you have to consider that risk as a part of like a training material, or you can communicate to the team members that this is a risk if you don't follow this procedure. You got my point? So this way, you can reiterate the proper functioning of people and the department people so that they can comply the requirements. Right? Hope it is clear to all of you now, right? Now, again, I am telling, if you have any questions about this topic, please put your question in the chat box. I will respond to your all questions. Okay, don't worry about that. Hope you got this example, right? Very clear. Now, once you identify all these three columns, then you have to identify the risk priority number. How you can identify? You identify the probability, you identify the detectability, you identify the severity. Always remember, when you are discussing about the probability, it is related to the past. Means since last 3 years, how many times this risk happen, this problem happen. This is called probability. Detectability means the present, today. Means if that problem happened last 3 years, in the last 3 years also, and if this happens, this problem happens today also, then how I will able to detect it? That is called detectability. And if that problem I am able to detect, but suppose if I could not detect and that problem goes outside and not under my control, then that means it's future. So what is the severity? Then what is its repercussions? That is called severity. So you have to number each probability, detectability and severity. For each you have to give the number as per your SOP, and then you have to multiply to get the risk priority number. And based on that risk priority number, you can categorize the risk as a low, medium, high, or medium, moderate, high, and all. And based on that, you prioritize the actions. Hope it is clear to all of you, right? Now, why I am telling this? This is what the important point now. Because when we are discussing this QRM, I want to put some, now the next slide will appear, that is the key points about the risk management. Because many people will ask how we should do the numbering, severity, occurrence, detectability. Because somebody will say that this is a detectability is low, somebody will say very low. Always there will be the counter questions. Or occurrence, somebody will say frequent occurrence, somebody will say infrequent occurrence, somebody will say remote occurrence. How you can have a common conclusion, or you can avoid the conflicts. That is what the point. Correct? Many people will have this question. There is slightly delay when I am changing the slide, about 5-10 seconds it will take it to change the slide, and you will able to see the next slide. That is the points to remember about the risk management, because many people make these mistakes and I don't want to make you mistake in your company. So that is the reason I am more focusing on this. Okay, so I always suggest that please avoid the conflicts when you are doing the risk management. Avoid the conflicts. So how you can avoid the conflicts? You can make severity, occurrence, detectability in a more quantitative way. How you can make a more quantitative way? Simply, I'll tell you. Simply what you can do, I am discussing about occurrence. So you come to know that occurrence is, you can say occurrence is based on the past, since 3 years, how many times this problem happened. So you make it quantitative, at least semi-quantitative, means this type of problem happened 1 to 10 times in last 3 years. So it is less frequent. 1 to 50 times happen, it is more frequent. So you make a clear criteria. My point is this. Once you make clear criteria, then definitely there will not be conflicts when you are giving the numbering to the severity, occurrence and detectability. You're getting my point? So you can avoid the conflicts. Just a minute, I think slide is, I changed the slide, but I think it is not yet displayed at your screen. Now, this is what I told you, that the you make the criteria quantitative, and this is the third point of this slide. I put here now, always make a criteria for severity, occurrence, detectability more quantitative way. Now the first point about this slide is a QRM does not give you authority for not taking the actions. Always remember, QRM, when you are doing the QRM, it will not give the authority that you will not take the actions. Means, for example, what the companies are doing, what the people are doing wrongly about the QRM. That is what I want to put your focus here. what happened, people, they always try to categorize the every risk as a low. They will give the numbering in such a way that severity, occurrence, detectability will have the low numbering, and of course then multiplication will be there, and they categorize the risk as low. And in their SOP they specify that if the risk is low, then the actions will not be taken. This is what is mentioned in most of the QRM SOPs of the many companies. Now the point is here, irrespective of whatever the you are giving numbering, severity, occurrence, detectability, you have to take all the mitigation action plan. You have to implement all the action plans which are suggested during the risk management. But the point is here, these are all the potential problem. These are not happened till date, correct? So there will be lot of action plans will be identified, and you cannot implement or take all the action plan at a time. That is the reason you have to prioritize the actions. So this risk management, when you are multiplying the severity, occurrence, detectability, it helps you just to prioritize your action plan, that which action you will take first and which action you will take afterwards. That's it. So it does not give you authority that if the risk is low you will not take the action, if risk is high you have to take action. It is not like that. Irrespective of severity, occurrence, detectability, whatever the all these three columns we identified: potential risk, risk associated with the failure mode, current control measures, and if current control measures are not up to the mark, whatever the action plan you identify, all you have to implement. But just to prioritize this action plan, you need to identify the severity, occurrence, detectability. So when you identify that the risk is high, you have to prioritize this action plan related to the high risk on top priority, and the action plan related to the low risk on the next priority. That's it. But all action plan need to be followed or need to be implemented. This is what the point I want to make you very clear, and that is the reason I mentioned here that QRM does not give you authority for not taking the actions. Very clear. Next point I want to make you clear is QRM is not the tool to justify wrong things. QRM is not the tool to justify the wrong things. Please clear. I am very clear. Many people, what they do, if any problem happens, what they do, they use the QRM tool to justify the wrong things. If there is a failure or if there is any problem in the product, then they perform the risk management and they prove that the risk is low because risk priority number is low, and based on that they consider that there is a low risk. It is not the case basically, it is not the tool to justify the wrong things. Now you will say, then what is the benefit of this? Benefit is that we are not waiting the problem to happen. Before getting the problem, we are implementing the actions so that the problems will not be happen in future and you will be free from the non-conformity or the problems. This is what the purpose. So now what I am telling you, that you should not use this QRM tool to justify the wrong things. So for that I will take a simple, my favorite example. I think some 10-15 minutes we need to extend. So please bear with me because I want to clear this. Okay, I want to clear this topic. So for example, suppose I am telling you about, QRM is not a tool to justify the wrong things. So now I will give an example that suppose I am the owner of any manufacturing facility. I am the owner, right? I am owning that facility. And now suppose I take a rule that whatever you want to do, whenever I will enter in the facility, I will not follow the governing practice. I am the boss, super boss, correct? And now I make the rule that I don't want to follow the governing practice. This is wrong. You also agree this is wrong. I also agree this is wrong. But if I am the boss of the company, top boss of the company, and I am taking the instruction, I am giving the instructions to all of you that I will not follow the governing practice. Whatever you want to do, you do it. So many smart people or many the people who feel who want to impress the boss, they will say, yes sir, we can do it, we can perform the quality risk management. Then I will say, go ahead, I don't mind. So then they will perform the QRM to justify that I am entering in the manufacturing facility without the gowning. So they will try to justify my all gowns will be getting dirty, our street clothes will get dirty. This is a risk. Then they will put the action plan. Yes, my clothes are washed in a clothes washing machine, dried in the washing machine. So, and it is iron. So all the microbial load is reduced. Then I am entering, I am traveling from my home to the factory. So my dress will get contaminated. So again, when I am sitting in my car, in the car, there is a filter, air filter. That filter is a 0.3 micron filter. So automatically it retains all the particles and all. So I am again in the protected zone or protected area in my car. These are all the mitigation plan. Somebody will make this type of document. If I am entering in the production plant, then somebody will additionally monitor my finger dabs and all, dabs on my clothes and all, and prove that all my clothes are compliant to the microbial limit and all. And based on that, they prepare the conclusion that okay, based on the evaluation and the quality risk management, you are allowed to enter in the facility without the gowning. Is it acceptable? This is absolutely not acceptable at all. You're getting my point. So that is the reason QRM is not the tool to justify the wrong things. Please try to understand. Some companies, they get the observation by regulators, and for that observation they perform the quality risk management and justify that there is no risk. My dear friend, there is a risk. That is the reason you got the observation. So ideally you have to perform the quality risk management to identify, not only identified the non-conformity which is identified by the inspector, but also what are the potential non-conformity that you can identify by performing the quality risk management. And this is the benefit of this quality risk management. You got my point? So you should not use the QRM to justify the wrong things. Third point, already I discussed that always make a criteria for severity, occurrence, detectability more quantitative. Already I discussed this point. Fourth point, always take a help of team and subject matter expert. Many companies I have seen that the risk management, it is prepared by only one person. One person sit on the computer, go on typing the risk management table, they go on putting the things, and finally it is circulated for sign off. This is not acceptable. Always remember, you have to take a help of team and subject matter experts. The reason is, every person is having some limitation. So if there are different team members, then different team members will have different thoughts and different type of risks will be identified. This is what the purpose of that. And the last point is communicate the residual risk to relevant people. Always remember that you have to communicate the risk or residual risk to the all relevant people. So when you are performing the risk management, always remember that whenever it is a procedural controls are there, like SOP controls or like that, then you have to communicate them. How you communicate, it is up to you. I will give simple example about the risk communication. You will understand in a better way. See, many people Even nowadays, the flight travel is a very frequent. Everybody is traveling through the flight, but everybody is aware that there is a risk while travel through the flight. Yes or no? Everybody is aware that there is a risk while travel to the flight. But still, to control the risk, the flight people take some mitigation plan. They put some mitigation plan that flight will travel through the norm. They will prefer the travel route through the above the sea level only. Then they will have the, if the emergency landing will be there, then there will be have some jackets and all to float on the water, and also they have some mitigation plans. Or sometime, the air pressure will be reduced in the vehicle, so the mask will be provided to breathe normally. So these are some, you can say the risk and some mitigation or controls are there. But still, these risks need to be communicated. And that is the reason before each takeoff, for each flight, these all risks are communicated to all the travelers or the passengers. So this risk communication is also lack in many companies. Please understand this point, okay? Because many companies, they prepare the risk management and everything, but the communication of a residual risk is not done to all the members. Hope everyone is clear with the point. Next, I just need to explain you about the YouTube membership program. Hope you understood the topic here. So if you understood the topic, please put the like, so that I will come to know that yes, many people like this training session. So that next week again I will be taking the new training sessions. Many people need addition to the training. If you want training, of course freely you can get the training. But if you want more than the training, like you need some GMP updates, or you need some training certificates or discount on the different training programs, paid training programs, or some people, they have some doubts and they need some doubt clearing sessions specifically for specific persons, or then for that purpose, these membership programs are there: GMP, CGMP and advanced GMP. So the members who are attending this today's training session, who are under the CGMP and advanced GMP program, they will get even the training certificate also. They can contact me personally, and I will share the training certificate to them. Even if the person is registered with the advanced GMP membership program, then that person can discuss with me during the doubt clearing session, and the person can clarify their doubts. Okay, one to one we can clarify the doubts, though this is the benefit of membership programs. So otherwise, if you are and this, for these membership programs, you need to pay fees directly to the YouTube, not to me. Okay, and thank you so much for your kind attendance. If you want to join the membership program, you can put your comment. I will share the link to join the membership program. Okay, thank you so much, and you can be in touch with me through this email or this contact details. If you are interested in detailed training for your on-site trainings also, then you can contact through the email. I will definitely support you for in-house trainings. Yeah, somebody wrote that I'm glad to see you again, sir. Thank you. Yeah, somebody is asking the training material. Yeah, I will share the link for training material. So so that you can go to the link and you can download training material. Just a minute. This link will be expire in just couple of days, so download it immediately. Okay. So Johnny, then Amos, everyone is asking the training material, so I have shared the link, okay, in the chat box only. You can download the training presentation. Okay. Mr. Virendra Jattap is asking, please upload this video. This video will be automatically uploaded, recorded and uploaded in the YouTube. So by using the same link, you can go through this video again if you have any questions. Mr. Nitin Patel is asking, for excipient materials 100% identification test required for any guidance? Yes, as per WHO guideline, you need to perform 100% identification test for excipients also, not only API. Mr. Amir Khan is asking, while performing RPN, can we give different score to severity, occurrence and detection, or there is a thumb rule for giving score of each? Example, if we give X value to severity, then we, sorry, your question, I didn't understand your question, Mr. Amir Khan. While performing RPN, can we give different score to severity, X value to severity? Then we, again, your question is incomplete below. Mr. Amir Khan, please confirm your questions clearly. I am not getting your question, but you have, of course, different score will be there for severity, occurrence and detection. Okay, there will not be the same score, and there is no any thumb rule basically. Okay, but you need to make a criteria for severity, occurrence, detectability in a more quantitative way. Okay. Ultra Art is asking, which kind of risk assessment report should review periodically? Yes, very important point you touch upon, that a risk management document, whatever we are performing, that report need to be reviewed periodically. So what type of reports? The reports related to the documentation or the activity which are for long life. For example, validation report, qualification report, facility report, cross contamination reports. These will be long term, right? While the risk management you are doing for each change control also, or each market complaint also. So these are related to the specific case. So these type of risk management need not required to review periodically, but the risk management which you are doing with respect to the facility, equipment, procedures, practices, these need to be reviewed periodically. Good to ask this question, because many people lack this periodic review of risk management. Jani Kim is asking, in some time, if the system suitability parameter does not meet the specification, can we justify this with the help of QRM? For example, if the percentage RSD specification is 2%, but we achieve 2%. No, my dear friend, why you put the limit 2%? If it is out of the limit, it is fail. It is fail. That's the reason I told that QRM is not to justify the failure or wrong things. You got my point. So here it is clearly not complying to the specification. You have to investigate it. That's it. That's it. Mr. Rajesh Shekhar is asking, for all changes we have to do risk assessment. Yes, for all the change controls, for all the deviations, for all the market complaints, you have to perform the risk management. And also, not only this, if you refer the ICH Q9 R1 guideline, you will come to know that in all the cases there are a lot of potential applications for quality risk management. You have to perform the risk management. Ultra Art is asking, I need a training certification. So I don't know your name, Ultra Art. You connect me personally. You share your number, and if you are the member of CGMP or Advanced GMP, then definitely you will get the certification. Mr. Emmanuel is asking, please share the membership. I will join. So just a minute. I will just share the link so that directly you can join through the YouTube. Even in the description section also I have shared this link, so that link you can go through that and you can join the in the description section also. All the videos, there is a default description section, and in that the link to join membership is given. Even in this chat box also I have given the link. Hope Emmanuel you got the link. Then Twin Tin, thanks, thank you. Amir Khan, if we give the X value to severity, then we have to Y value for detection. See, there is no relevance or interlink between the severity, occurrence, detection. Severity is a different, occurrence is a different, and detectability is a different. So these are no interlink. Okay, when you are discussing about the occurrence, think about the past historical data, and based on that you give the rating. Then detection, consider that what are the current controls are there, whether they are at what extent they can identify the failure or the risk. That is nothing but a detection. And if that is not under your control and it goes in the outside market, then what is its severity with respect to the future? So all three are different, Mr. Amir Khan. So all three need to be given separate ratings. Hope you understood. Jani came is asking, can you please share WHO guideline for check? This is not the topic of this, no, my dear friend. So I cannot share this. But you refer this WHO guideline, you will get this. Nitin Patel is telling, nice session. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please hit the like and you can share the link to your team member so that they will also get the benefit. Arun Kumar is asking, what is the difference between GMP and CGMP memberships? Mr. Arun Kumar, I think if you click that link to join the membership button, there are different sections, GMP, CGMP and advanced GMP. So you will come to know that what are the different benefits. Like if you ask me the specific benefit that in GMP you will get some discounts on the training programs, paid training programs, and also you will get some GMP updates. While in the CGMP, additionally you will get the training certificates also along with the discounts and GMP updates and discounts on the training programs. And if you go with the advanced GMP, then whatever the benefits of a GMP and CGMP, both the benefits you will get, like certifications, GMP update, discounts on the training program. In addition to that, in advanced GMP, you will get the free doubt clearing sessions. So many people will have the queries with respect to some cleaning validation, some other different process validation, some key with respect to the compliance and all. So they can have a discuss and chat and get clarified. That is the benefit for advanced GMP. Hope you got my point. You can just click the link, joining the membership button, and you will get the details. Mr. Amos is asking, can you do the risk assessment for non-conformance observed in the audit? Yes, definitely we have to perform the risk assessment for the non-conformance observed in the audit so that we can identify that what is identified, already it is written in the report, but what are the potential observations related to this that we need to identify. So definitely we can have the risk management. Definitely we help the team to do this. Okay. Mr. Mani Kumar is asking, is this process applicable for medical devices also? Yes, my dear friend. Only the guideline number is different. Otherwise, this is applicable. This same strategy, same philosophy is applicable for medical devices, API, biologicals, different type of finished drug formulations, everything. What is the standard RPN acceptance criteria? Mr. Ultra is asking. There is no acceptance criteria as such for RPN, because some people will have the procedure to categorize 1 to 10. Some people will have the procedure to categorize 1 to 5, depends on that. Also there are different thoughts are there with respect to the RPN and all, but as this time is limitation, I am not much discussing this here. So I just put this topic to make your all concepts clear. Okay, but definitely there is no any guideline to have a standard answer for the standard RPN for acceptance criteria. Okay, Amir Khan is asking, great session. Thank you, Mr. Amir Khan. Yeah, Mr. Vijay Ghosh, thank you for answering that. I think my industries got the acceptance criteria different, right? Mani Kumar, is it get certificate for 21 CFR? See, Mani Kumar, whatever certification I was discussing, it is for the training sessions what I am conducting here. If you need a separate training certification for a different topic which is not planned in this session, then for that even we can have an in-house training in your company, or even you can attend our external trainings and you can get the certificates. Okay, hope I think everyone got the link to download the training presentation, and everyone got the link to join the memberships. If you have any questions, You can put again your questions in the comment section now, because this chat box will be closed up when I close this online session of training session. And I think there is no any question now. So thank you so much for your kind questions, and thank you for bearing with me for 15 minutes more. Thank you so much, and ensure all time compliance. I always request all people to ensure all time compliance. Thank you so much. And now I am closing this meeting. Thank you so much. Now if you have any question, please put in the comment section. Okay, thank you so much, and hope everyone downloaded the training presentation. Please download the training presentation immediately. Okay, don't waste the time, otherwise the link will get expired. Thank you so much.